Started at 9 o'clock this morning with many gathering along the route as McAcy's body was taken to the Liberty First Credit Union Arena in Ralston for the funeral.
Our John Chapman spoke with some of the people watching his final ride.
Early this morning, support was put on display for Trooper Kyle McAcy and raised up high so all could see.
We're all one family being first responders. You know, we work with these guys every day on the highways. So just being able here to support his family and the State Patrol, that means the world to us.
Firefighters from Valley made the trip to Omaha. The U-10 Fire Department also here.
As a fellow first responder, to pay our respects, and it's the least we can do for someone that was a great service to the community.
The big rigs and the big flags all gathered in the parking lot of Defiance Harley-Davidson. They planned it this way.
It's very important to us to be part of the community, and we just love our state troopers, our police officers, our first responders. They do so much for us and our families, our community. They keep us safe, and it's just very sad what happened, and we just want to make sure that as the families coming through that they know that we're here for them as well.
Everyone in the procession saw the flags, the support, and maybe even felt the emotion.
If we didn't have our first responders, we would be in a very bad place. Honestly, I mean, they put their life on the line, not only, in volatile situations, but just like in this situation, helping somebody during a winter storm get off of the road.
Law enforcement from across the country made their way through the streets of the metro. Every first responder driving in the procession or standing by showing their support, all understanding the risk of the job, knowing there is no such thing as a routine call.
Every call is different. Every call has its own challenges, and you just never know what you're going to walk into, and that's what we signed up to do, and that's what we're here to do.
On your side of the metro, I'm John Chapman, First Alert 6.
Now, after the procession, family, friends, and law enforcement from across the country paid their respects to McAcy at Ralston's First Credit Union Arena.
Our Johan Marin joins us now. He's live in the newsroom. So, Johan, tell us, how exactly is the community honoring this fallen trooper?
Yeah, Aaron and Jacqueline, the community reverently celebrated the life of Trooper Kyle McAcy today. Many of his family, friends, and colleagues talked about the positive things he did in his life. Today's service included songs, prayer, and a slideshow with pictures from McAcy's childhood and adult years. We also heard from his brother, who gave one last emotional goodbye.
And to Kyle, I got it. Get some rest. You've earned it. We'll take it from here.
State officials, including Governor Jim Pillen, recognized Trooper McAcy's love for his job and how grateful Nebraskans are for his service. In addition to those who knew him well, officers and troopers from across the nation traveled for today's ceremony. In lieu of flowers, McAcy's family is asking you, if you do want to pay your respects, to donate to Children's Nebraska, where Kyle served as an off-duty security guard. You can find that information at firstalert6.com. In the newsroom, I'm Johan Marin.